Good morning, everyone. I'm hoping you're having a wonderful day. So, the NEET exam is tomorrow, and so excited. We're very excited and very scared and very jittery. Everyone is. But don't be scared because relaxing is the main thing that you have to remember for sure. Okay, you've got to relax because there's just one day left. Nothing you can do. All you can do is just revise the main things which you feel like might come. Okay, just revise those things and I'm sure you'll get very good marks. Okay, so today is the day we discuss the 2018 question paper for biology. I'll be discussing the biology part and Mayu sir will be discussing the chemistry part. Okay, so make sure that one of the most important things you have to remember is that you have to make sure that you revise the previous year questions, because I've already told this that the questions tend to repeat themselves a lot. So you have to make sure that you revise some questions, so you'll get some common questions for sure. Okay, so let's start. We have to solve 90 questions within 90 minutes and I'm sure we'll get through the challenge. Okay, I'll talk a little bit about Practically. We are from Practically and it's India's first experiential app, and we run from classes 6 to 12. And we have a lot of videos, simulations, etc. which you can just check our app, and also you can follow us on Facebook and on Instagram. And if you like us, please like, share and subscribe to our videos on YouTube as well. Okay, so as I said that we'll be discussing the questions for 2018 question paper, the biology part. So let's start. Now, this is the first question. 1 second. Okay, so this is the first question, and let's see. The difference between spermiogenesis and spermiation is spermiogenesis, spermatids are formed, while spermatozoa are formed. In spermiogenesis, spermatozoa are formed, while in spermiation, spermatids are formed. In spermiogenesis, some spermatozoa are formed, while in spermiation, spermatozoa are released from Sertoli cells into cavity of seminiferous tubules. And in some spermiogenesis, spermatozoa from Sertoli cells are released into the cavity of seminiferous tubules, while spermiation, spermatozoa form. See, the thing is, spermiogenesis, the name itself actually describes what is happening. Spermiogenesis, this is the formation of something. Okay, whenever you hear the word genesis, it's an English word, you will understand that it is the formation of something, production of something. So what happens in spermiogenesis? The spermatids are converted into spermatozoa. Okay, while as in spermiation, okay, something is happening, something is happening. So what is happening here? Spermiation, what is happening? The spermatozoa gets released, okay, gets released from Sertoli cells, okay, Sertoli cells into the lumen or the cavity of the seminiferous tubules. Okay, so this is what happens. So according to me, the third option, in spermiogenesis, spermatozoa are formed from spermatids, that is, while in spermiation, spermatozoa are released from Sertoli cells into the cavity or the lumen of the seminiferous tubules. Okay, next, the amnion of mammalian embryo is derived from C. Basically, the mammalian embryo has a proper outer covering, okay, a membranous structure which which saves the fetus, or what it does is it saves the fetus or keeps it protected, keeps it nourished. Okay, so what happens in this membrane? Okay, mammalian embryo has a fetal membrane. Now, what is the fetal membrane of? Fetal membrane is made up of amnion, okay, chorion, allantois, and yolk sac. Okay, the membrane is made up of these four things. Now, amnion is basically made from mesoderm from outside and ectoderm from inside. Okay, mesoderm from outside and ectoderm from inside. Whereas the other parts, such as chorion, is made up of trophoectoderm. Okay, that is also a part of ectoderm only. Trophoectoderm and mesoderm. Now, allantois and yolk sac okay, they are mesoderm from outside and endoderm from inside. So, as you can see, the amnion is mesoderm from outside and ectoderm. So, mesoderm and ectoderm. Option 1. Okay, the contraceptive Saheli blocks estrogen receptors in uterus, preventing eggs from getting implanted, increases the concentration of estrogen and prevents ovulation in females. It's a post-coital contraceptive and is an IUD. The thing is, Saheli is a pill. Okay. Saheli is a pill. Okay, first of its kind in India. What is that? It is non-steroidal. So there are no steroidal hormones involved in this kind of pill. And what happens is, the basic process it does is, it blocks the estrogen receptors. Okay, so when the blocking happens, what happens? The uterus does not get implanted in the eggs do not get implanted in the uterus. Okay, so that is what it does. It blocks the estrogen receptors. Okay, so number 1 is the correct option. Next, hormones secreted by placenta to maintain pregnancy are HCG, HPL, progestogens, prolactin, HCG, HPL, estrogens, relaxin, oxytocin, HCG, progestogen, estrogens, glucocorticoids, and HCG, HPL, progestogen, estrogens. So what we'll do here is, we'll try to eliminate things which are not required during pregnancy. See, HCG, HPL, progestogens, prolactin is not required to maintain pregnancy. Estrogen, relaxin, oxytocin, these are also not required. Progestogens, estrogen, HCG, glucocorticoids are also not required. So the option is HCG, HPL, progestogens, and estrogens. Just write a little bit about what we know. HCG, is human chorionic gonadotropin. Gonadotropic hormone or gonadotropin. HPL, on the other hand, is human placental lactogen. Progestogen and estrogens we know already. So what human chorionic gonadotropin hormone is, it makes sure, stimulates the corpus luteum to produce progestogens and estrogens. Okay, so and progestogen and estrogens, they basically maintain the pregnancy. That is their basic function. They only maintain the pregnancy, and that is formed due to the stimulation of HCG. HPL, on the other hand, it maintains the mother physically. Okay, the physical nature, especially the increase in the breast size, etc. Okay, that physical maintaining of a mother's body is done by the HPL hormone. So all four of them, they are required to maintain the all over pregnancy. Okay, now there's a match of column: proliferative phase, secretory phase, and menstruation. Okay, so what we'll do, we have done this every time we do match the following. Okay, we'll do the elimination part. What we know best, we'll mark that, and we'll start eliminating the options. Okay, menstruation we know is the breakdown of endometrial lining. Okay, this for sure we know, because this is a very common question. Okay, we know for sure that menstruation is breakdown of endometrial lining. Now, what is proliferative phase? Proliferative phase is the follicular phase, and secretory phase is the luteal phase. Okay, so let's see C1. Okay, can be both 1 and 4. Let's see. A is 2, 4. Okay, so the answer is 4. Next up. And all of the following are part of operon except an operator, structural genes, a promoter, and enhancer. See, lack operon basically is seen in E. coli or in mostly bacterial cells. Okay, bacterial cells, and bacterial cells are mostly prokaryotic in nature. Okay, so now in prokaryotes, you can see an operator, you can see structural genes, you can see a promoter also. But what you can't see is an enhancer. Enhancer is mostly eukaryotic. Okay, so the answer is 4. A woman has X-linked condition on one of her X chromosomes. This chromosome can be inherited by only daughters, only sons, both sons and daughters, only grandchildren. See, woman has XX. Okay, maybe one of her chromosomes can be defective. Okay, and the father will give XY. Suppose father has no other problems. Okay, so this X thing, this defect, can go either to the female child or it can go to the male child as well, isn't it? So this can be both sons and daughters. Now, according to Hugo de Vries, the mechanism of evolution is multiple step mutations, saltations, minor mutations, phenotypic variations. Saltation, okay, this was given by Hugo de Vries. What happened? He said that evolution is discontinuous, discontinuous phenomenon. Okay, so this discontinuous means soft tissue. Okay, so that is the thing. Now, if you are watching and if you want to have any questions, if you have any questions or anything, please let us know in the chat box. Okay. Hi, Chinnayan. Thank you for joining. If you have any questions or anything, you can see. Why is there only one view? I don't understand. Samiksha, I don't understand your questions. Can you elaborate what problems you're having? Okay, so I'll continue and you let me know what problems you guys are having in the video or something. Maybe we can check on our part. Okay, so AGGTATCGCAT is a sequence of the coding strand of a gene. Okay, what will be the corresponding sequence of transcribed mRNA? So when you see T here, okay, whenever you see T, you know it's a DNA. Okay, thymine is DNA. Okay, so, but when it comes to mRNA, the thymine thing gets turned into U or uracil. Okay, so the sequence is AGGTATCGCAT. What will this become? Just turn all the T's into U's. Okay, AGGUAU. CGCAU. This will be the sequence. So the answer is 1. Just converting the thymine into uracil. That will be the answer. Okay. Now, next. Among the following sets of examples for divergent evolution, select the incorrect option. Forelimbs of man, bat, and cheetah. Heart of bat, man, and cheetah. Eye of octopus, bat, and man. Brain of Batman and cheetah. See, the thing with divergent evolution, it is mostly for heart, limbs, forelimbs, with things which expand, etc. Okay. Now, eye of octopus, bat, and man is not divergent. Okay. Mostly that kind of evolution is for analogous. These are analogous organs. Okay, and so the answer is eye of octopus, bat, and man. Next, conversion of milk to curd improves its nutritional value by increasing the amount of vitamin B12. Okay, whenever milk gets converted to curd, it becomes more nutritious. Okay, because it carries vitamin B12. Which of the following is not an autoimmune disease? Psoriasis, rheumatoid arthritis, vitiligo, and Alzheimer's disease. Now, psoriasis, we'll see each of these things. Psoriasis is a type of an autoimmune disease. Okay. Which is kind of a skin disease. An allergic type of reaction which happens when the immune system starts attacking. Okay. Rheumatoid arthritis is also autoimmune disease. What happens? It attacks the immune system attacks the joints of the body. Vitiligo, another autoimmune disease. Okay, there you get skin patches, etc. Alzheimer's disease is basically a disease which causes due to disbalance in the neurotransmitters. What happens is there is deficiency of neurotransmitters. Okay, and neurotransmitters such as acetylcholine. Okay, so the answer, this is not an autoimmune disease. Okay, so that is the answer. Next, the similarity of bone structure in forelimbs of many vertebrates is example of homology, analogy, adaptive radiation, convergent evolution. See, the bones of forelimbs are similar. Okay, in vertebrates you can find the bones of forelimbs are similar. Whereas the forelimbs, the bones are similar, but the structure of the forelimbs, okay, muscle part and the skin part, those can be different. The forelimbs are different. Okay, they have adapted to their own things. Forelimbs are different due to adaptation. Okay, so that happens when it is a homology. Internal structure is same, okay, the bone is same, but the forelimbs, the final shape of the forelimb is different. Okay, that is homology. Which of the following characteristics represent inheritance of blood groups in humans? Dominance, codominance, multiple allele, complete dominance, polygenic inheritance. See, now what happens is, when we talk about blood groups, we have mostly blood groups A, B, and O, ABO system, right? So we'll see different things, okay, different options we'll see, and we'll see what is proper dominance, codominance, multiple allele, incomplete, polygenic. Let's see. Now A, O, and IB, it is dominant. Okay, dominant and recessive. Okay, again, if it's allele A, allele B, then it is codominance. Okay, now again, if there is and allele O, it becomes multiple allele. Okay, so these three are the chances how the blood grouping is found: dominance, codominance, and multiple allele. So A, B, and C. Okay. Next, in which disease does mosquito transmitted pathogen cause chronic inflammation of lymphatic cells? Okay, mosquito transmitted pathogen. Okay, Ascariasis is not a mosquito okay, amoebiosis is not mosquito carried. Ringworm disease is also not. So it is elephantiasis. Elephantiasis, what happens? Elephantiasis is caused by Culex species, and which carries the parasite Buchereria bancrofti. Okay, so this is the pathogen which causes elephantiasis. The answer is 1. Okay, of all the following which are excluded in ex situ conservation, okay, now excluded in ex situ conservation, okay, this is wildlife safari parks are ex situ, these are all man-made. Okay, situ. Sacred groves is in situ because, okay, it's not man-made, it is handled by tribals. Okay, it's a patch of forest. Patch of forest. Okay, handled by mostly tribal people. Okay, seed bank is XC2. Botanical garden is also XC2. So it is sacred grove. Now this kind of question actually came, okay, in last year also. It was like in 2020 also there was something questioned regarding this sacred groves and botanical gardens. Even in 2019 something came like that. Okay, so you can expect that this kind of questions might come tomorrow as well. Okay, which part of poppy plant is used to obtain the drug smack? Okay, now poppy forms a drug called smack. It basically is known as brown sugar, or heroin is the most common name. Okay, it is found from the latex of the young poppy plant. Okay, and what is happening here? Like young as in unripe. Okay, so the latex of unripe poppy plant. In growing population of a country, see, when it's a growing population, there are a lot of options, so it's not waste time by saying the options. Okay, so growing population, what happens when it's a growing population and not a declining population or something? What happens? The growing population will have more young people than older or mature people. So they'll have more pre-reproductive, okay, individuals. Okay, and that will be, and the reproductive individuals or the post-reproductive individuals will be less. Reproductive and post-reproductive is less. Okay, so pre-reproductive individuals are more than the reproductive individuals. So that is the answer. See, India is always a growing population. Why? Because the average age here is very young. The number of people in the age group of like teens and young adults, that is way more than the population, the older generation. Okay, so that is always a growing population. Whereas in countries, smaller countries like Finland, etc., they have more post-reproductive people than pre-reproductive. The older generation is more. That's why it's not a growing population. Okay. Next, which of the following population interactions is widely used in medical science for production of antibiotics? Okay. The answer is amensalism. It is a direct question from the NCERT book. You can directly find it in the NCERT book, because antibiotics, what happens? Suppose penicillium, if we talk about penicillium, okay, it produces penicillin, the antibiotic penicillin. Okay, so the fungus or this body is not affected when it's producing. Okay, but the microbes which come around it are affected, such as Streptococcus pneumonia, etc. Okay, microbes are affected. So one is harmed, one of the organism is harmed, and the other one is not affected. That is a type of amensalism. Okay, next. Okay, match the following. Okay, this questions, match the following questions are so important. Like so many, I've been solving questions from very long time and I keep looking at it. So many options are, like so many questions, similar questions are there. Okay, let me check. Anybody is watching? Okay, if you have any doubts, please let me know. Okay, so let's go. Now, we'll start with, as I said, we'll start with the ticking out things. Okay, now I know snow blindness for sure is caused due to UVB radiation, mostly in the Antarctic region. Okay, it causes the burning of the cornea. That is the UVB caused by UVB radiation. Okay, eutrophication is a type of nutrient enrichment. Sanitary landfill. Okay, sanitary landfill is always waste disposal. Whenever we talk about landfilling, it will always be disposal of waste. Now, home cultivation is deforestation. Whenever you're cultivating lands, you're deforestation. Okay, so A3, the option is 4. Okay, next. Which of the following options correctly represents the lung conditions in asthma and emphysema? Okay, asthma, what happens? It is a kind of respiratory disease where there is a lot of wheezing. Okay, wheezing. And what happens? Okay, due to inflammation of bronchioles. Okay, whereas emphysema, what happens? It is a chronic lung disease. Okay, chronic disease, serious. Okay, what happens is, which alveolar walls are damaged? Alveolar walls are damaged, and which causes decrease in the respiratory surface. Okay, so asthma is a wheezing condition which is caused due to the inflammation of the bronchioles. Okay, see option 1, inflammation of the bronchioles, and emphysema is a chronic disease where the alveolar walls are damaged, and that what happens, the respiratory surface decreases. Okay, so the answer is 1. Okay, let's see. Now this is about heart. Tricuspid valve, bicuspid valve, and semilunar valve. Okay, now let's start again. We'll try and take out options. Okay, tricuspid valve, actually it goes between the right atrium and right ventricle. Okay, bicuspid valve is between left atrium and left ventricle. Semilunar valve is between right ventricle and pulmonary artery. Okay, so the answer is A3, B1, C2. And is 1. Okay, this is about, that was heart, and this is respiration. Okay, lungs and all. Let's see each of the things. What is tidal volume? What is inspiratory reserve? What is expiratory reserve? What is residual volume? Now, tidal volume, okay, whenever we are respiring, whenever we are breathing, everything, okay, so whatever the total amount of this thing, air, comes in, go inspired or expired, okay, total volume of air inspired or expired, taken out, given out, okay, taken and given out, that is the tidal volume. That is around 500 to 550 ml. Okay, inspiratory reserve, there's no space. Okay, inspiratory reserve is when what we do is additional volume of air, okay, which when we have a forceful inspiration, okay, forceful inspiration, that is the inspirator reserve. That would be around 2500 to 3000, because this is the additional thing, like this, okay. Now expiratory, okay, sorry for the haphazard thing, expiratory, okay. Now forceful expiration, okay, the additional volume for forceful expiration, okay, that could be around 1000 to 1100. And finally residual volume, as the name suggests, it is like whatever remains after forceful expiration, inspiration, okay, the remaining, okay, that could be around what, around 1000 to 1100 to 1200 ml, okay. So let's see, tidal volume is 500 to 550, inspiratory is 2500 to 3000, expiratory is 1000 to 1100, and residual is 1100 to 1200. So let's see, 1 3, okay, B1, so option 2. Let's go. Which of the following is an amino acid derived hormone? This thing is epinephrine is amino acid. This is one of the most easiest questions because it keeps coming and you know what epinephrine is. Okay. Now, which of the following structures or regions is incorrectly paired with these functions? Okay, let's start taking out things. Medulla oblongata controls respiration and cardiovascular reflexes. Limbic system consists of fiber tract that connects different controls movement. No, limbic system is basically the emotional part of our brain. It controls emotions. So this is not correct. Okay, corpus callosum, band of fibers containing left and right cerebral hemispheres, and hypothalamus, it maintains the temperature, etc. So the answer is 2, limbic system. The transparent lens in the human eye is held in its place by ligaments attached to ciliary body, ligaments attached to iris, smooth muscles attached to ciliary body, smooth muscles. It's always, whenever we talk about eye, we always, okay, these are the ligaments, okay, which attaches it. Ligaments attached to the ciliary body. Next. Which of the following hormones can play a significant role in osteoporosis? Osteoporosis is kind of a disease where what happens is there might be some hormone problems, okay, mostly in elder women. What happens? There are, okay, holes, okay, whole kind of structures in the bones, okay, which makes the structure very weak, okay. So this is caused by mostly estrogen and parathyroid hormone. Okay, what happens is in the estrogen, there is a deficiency of estrogen, okay, and because of the deficiency of estrogen, okay, the osteoblast, the activity of osteoblast, okay, and osteoclast, these things are affected. So estrogen, deficiency of that osteoblast and osteoclast, that is defective. So it does not nourish the body, okay, it does not, there are problems in the body because of that. Whereas in the parathyroid hormone, what happens? Okay, excessive amount of parathyroid hormone is produced. It's excessive. Okay. This is deficiency. And parathyroid hormones, there is excessive. So what it happens, there is demineralization of the bone. Okay, the calcium in the bone, there is demineralization. So that is what causes the osteoporosis, parathyroid and estrogen. Which of the following gastric cells indirectly help in erythropoiesis? That is parietal cells. Okay, what happens? It is a source of HCl. Okay, now HCl converts iron, the iron in the body, from ferric to ferrous. Okay, parietal cells, source of HCl. Okay, now HCl helps in the conversion of ferric ions to ferrous ions. Now, which can be absorbed easily during erythropoiesis. Okay, so the answer is parietal cells. Okay, if you have any doubts or anything, please let me know. Okay. Okay. So match the items given in column 1 with those in column 2 and select the correct option. This is okay. Let's see. Fibrinogen, globulin, albumin, blood clotting, defense mechanism, and osmotic balance. Let's see. Okay. Now fibrinogen, that is fibrin and fibrinogen, help in blood clotting. That is a blood clotting factor. Globulin, on the other hand, is immunoglobulins and everything. As immunoglobulins A, B, C, etc. A, G, M, etc. That is defense mechanism. And albumin is osmotic balance. Okay. A2. Okay. B3, C1. Answer is 3. Which of the following is an occupational respiratory disorder? Okay, let's see. Now, anthracis is not occupational. It is caused by the bacteria of anthrax bacteria, Bacillus anthracis. Bacillus anthracis. It is a respiratory condition. Okay, but it is not occupational. It doesn't happen at your workplace. Emphysema, in the previous question only, where it's a chronic disorder. Okay, it's not occupational. It's a chronic disorder where the surface area of the lungs reduces. Okay, botulism is caused by Clostridium botulinum. It is a kind of food poisoning, serious food poisoning. Silicosis is caused, okay, when people who work in the grinding section causes by grinding, stone grinding, etc. Okay, now due to this grinding thing, the people working there, they tend to ingest a lot of silicon. Okay, that creates a problem in the respiration problem. Okay, that is caused by, that is known as, that kind of problem is known as silicosis. Next, calcium is important in skeletal muscle contraction. Okay, this is a huge question. Okay, because whenever we talk about the muscle movement, actin, myosin, etc., so this is a huge question. So what happens? Calcium is important in skeletal muscle contraction. Calcium ions, or calcium is the one which actually starts the whole process of muscle movement. Okay, calcium is the one which actually induces the start of the reaction. Okay, induces the active sites. Okay, where the phase comes out, and then there is actin myosin problem. Okay, so let me just write it. What happens? Okay, when calcium is there, what happens? The signal for contraction increase level of calcium, okay, by many folds in sarcoplasm. Okay, now the signal, when there's a signal from the brain, it increases the calcium levels. Okay, now this calcium, extra calcium, binds, okay, with the subunit of troponin. To troponin. Okay, and because of this binding, okay, the masking, this is actually the, before binding it was masking, which was masking the active site on actin. Okay, now since it has already bound to the calcium ions, this troponin subunit is bound to the calcium ion, the masking is gone. Okay, the active site has reared its head up. So active site is M. Active site is exposed. Okay, and head of myosin. Okay, what happens to the head of myosin? Okay, attaches and initiate contraction by sliding. So it starts sliding. It has attached to the active site and then it's sliding. Okay, so the answer is binds to troponin, remove the masking of active sites on actin for myosin. Okay, myosin actin, they attach and then there is the sliding. Okay, so the answer is 1. That is a very important question, by the way. Select the incorrect match. Lamprey chromosomes are attached to the diploid bivalent. Okay, allosomes are sex chromosomes. Polytin chromosomes are not found in oocytes of amphibians. They are found in, okay, dipteras, that is such as Drosophila, melanogaster. Okay, it is found in the salivary glands of Drosophila melanogaster. Submetacentric chromosomes are L-shaped. Yeah, answer is 3. Okay, missile bodies are mainly composed, or the extra bodies are mainly composed of free ribosomes and rough endoplasmic reticulum. Okay, next. Which of the statements is incorrect? Enzymes of TCA. Okay, the thing is, okay, we'll read it and see. Enzymes of TCA cycle are present in the mitochondrial matrix. Okay, glycolysis occurs in cytosol. Okay, oxidative phosphorylation takes place in outer mitochondrial membrane. No, it takes place in inner mitochondrial membrane. This question was there in 2019 also. Answer is 3. Which of the following events does not occur in rough endoplasmic reticulum? Protein folding, glycosylation, phospholipid synthesis, cleavage of signal peptide. Okay, protein folding happens, glycosylation happens, cleavage of signal peptide happens, phospholipid synthesis does not happen in rough endoplasmic reticulum. It happens, I think, in smooth endoplasmic reticulum. Okay. Many ribosomes may associate with a single mRNA to form multiple copies of polypeptides simultaneously. Such strings of ribosomes are actually known as polysome. Okay. Which of the following terms described human dentition? Okay, let's see. Human dentition is actually thecodont. Okay, what does thecodont mean? Thecodont means that teeth is present in the jaw. We have it on our jawbone. Okay, diphyodont means we have two sets of teeth in our life. Okay, there is the milk teeth and permanent teeth. Milk teeth and it falls, and then there is permanent teeth. And there is heterodont. We are heterodontic in nature. Why heterodontic in nature? Because we have four kinds of teeth: incisors, canines, premolars, and molars. So we are ecodont, diphyodont, and heterodont. Okay, so next. Identify the vertebrate group of animals characterized by crop and gizzard. Crop and gizzard is mostly present in birds or aves. Okay, because they chew, they don't have proper teeth, they have beaks, so they take the seeds, okay, and they store it in the crop. The seeds are stored in the crop, and gizzard helps in the digestion of the these seeds. Okay, so that is aves. Next, which of these animals is not a homeotherm? Homeotherm, Macropus, Sicula, and Camelus. Okay, the thing is, chelone is a type of turtle. Okay, and turtle is reptile or reptilia. That is poikilothermic. They cannot maintain their temperature or cold-blooded. Okay, so they are not homeotherm. Next, which of the following features is used to identify a male cockroach from a female cockroach? Whenever you see a male cockroach or a female cockroach, the thing is they have caudal style cells. Extra thing which you see. Extra thing which you see, it is the presence of caudal styles. Next, which of the following organisms are known as chief producers in oceans? They are the diatoms. They are the producers. Okay. Ciliates differ from other protozoans in using flagella for locomotion, contractile vacuole, two types of nuclei. They have two types of nuclei, macronuclei. Ciliates have macronuclei and micronuclei. Okay, so they have two types of nuclei. Which of the following animals does not go metamorphosis? Metamorphosis is the type where there is a like the animals will start from a different shape and structure to form a different, like in butterfly you can see larva, pupa, and then butterfly. Okay, similarly in frogs you can see tadpoles and then frogs. Okay, so that kind of change in the body structure in each different part of life is known as metamorphosis, and that is mostly not seen in earthworm. Okay, it does not change its structure. Okay, tunicate, starfish, moth, for sure they all go metamorphosis, but earthworm does not go for metamorphosis. Okay, ultrafiltration. Now this question is again a repeat from a like this question was again repeated in 2020 and 2019 as well, I think. Okay, so let's see. Ultrafiltration is happening where? Ultrafiltration happens in Malpighian corpuscle. Okay, collection of urine, concentration of urine happens in Henle's loop. Transportation of urine happens in the ureter, and storage of urine happens in the urinary bladder. So A4, one second, A4B1, A4B1, C2D3. Okay, option 2. See next. Okay, these are kidney related problems. Okay, Glycosuria. Glycosuria is a type where they have presence of nephritis glucose in. Whenever you hear glyco, that means sugar or glucose. Gout, accumulation of uric acid in joints. Renal calculi, kidney stones. They are mass of crystallized salts within kidney. Glomerular, okay, inflammation in glomeruli. Okay, so that is A4. A4. That is option 3. Okay. What is the role of NAD plus in cellular respiration? Okay, NAD plus functions as an electron carrier. Okay, which of the following plants shows a very close relationship with species of moth? Okay, this is kind of an obligate mutualism. Okay, and it happens with yucca. Okay. Oxygen is not produced during photosynthesis by green sulfur bacteria. Okay, because it's not produced by green sulfur bacteria. Next. Which of the following forms is absorbed by plants? Now, this is what was a problematic question. It can be both ferrous and ferric, but actually, as per NCERT, it is ferric. That is the, as per in the NCERT book, it is written that it is ferric, which is absorbed by plants. Double fertilization happens only in angiosperms. Okay, what happens? The gametes come, one of them attached to the egg and the other one attached to the polar nuclei. Okay, forming a triple 3N structure. And that is happening in syngamy and triple fusion. Okay, which of the following elements is responsible for maintaining turgor in cells? That is, not very sure, could be. Next, pollen grains can be stored for several years in liquid nitrogen having a temperature of liquid nitrogen. Whenever you talk about liquid nitrogen, okay, it is minus 196 degrees Celsius. Okay, so 4. Next, which of the following is not a prokaryote? Mycobacterium, bacteria is always prokaryote. Okay, it can be eubacteria or it can be archaebacteria, but all the bacteria are prokaryotic in nature. So Mycobacterium is always a prokaryote. Okay, Oscillatoria prokaryote, Noster canopina are all prokaryote. Saccharomyces is not a, it's a eukaryote. It's kind of fungi. It's eukaryotic in nature. Next, the two functional groups characteristic of sugars are, see, sugar is a kind of carbohydrate. Okay. Now, whenever you talk about carbohydrate, that is formed due to polyhydroxyaldehyde or ketone. Now, what happens? Both of these have carbonyl and hydroxyl group. Okay, so the two functional groups in sugar is carbonyl and hydroxyl. Next, which of the following is a product of Light's reaction in photosynthesis? Okay, not a product, not a product. Okay, let's see. Now, light reaction, it is formed ATP and NADPH when oxygen is a product of light reaction. Okay, whereas NADH is actually a product of respiration. Okay, so it is NADH. Next, stomatal movement is not affected by temperature, light, carbon dioxide concentration, and oxygen concentration is not affected. Okay, so this oxygen concentration. The Golgi complex participates in fatty acid breakdown, formation of secretory vesicles, activation of amino acid, respiration in bacteria. It is formation of secretory vesicles. Which of the following is true for nucleolus? Large nuclei are present in dividing cells. It is a membrane-bound structure. It is a site for active ribosomal RNA synthesis, and it takes part in spindle formation. It is actually a site for active ribosomal RNA synthesis. That is a nucleolus, outer one. Okay. Stomata in grass leaf is actually a monocot. Okay, a monocot have dumbbell-shaped stomata. The stage during which separation of paired homologous chromosome begins, paired homosomous begins in, okay, let's see, diplotin. So what happens is synaptonymal complex, okay, synaptonymal complex disintegrates. Okay, terminalization begins in diplotin. Okay, so the answer is diplotin. Which of the following is commonly used as a vector for introducing DNA fragment in human lymphocytes? See, human lymphocytes is mostly used in gene therapy. Okay, and for gene therapy, the most common organism which is used is a retrovirus. Okay, use of bioresources by multinational companies and organizations without authorization from the concerned country and its people is called biopiracy, where people, they don't have authorized problems, such as like what happened during basmati. Okay, they just took the idea of basmati in US and they started patenting our ideas. Okay, although that is a geographic like significance, it was produced in India, mostly in Punjab, but what happened, they took it as their own idea and they started producing their own basmati, calling it Texmati or something. Okay, so that is known as biopiracy. Next, in India, the organization responsible for assessing the safety introducing genetically modified organisms for public use is GEAC, known as GEAC. Okay, ICMR is for medical, CSIR is for research, okay, and kind of research. RCGM, okay, is for genetic manipulation organisms, etc. Okay, genetic engineering appraisal, the ethics department, etc., is done by the GEAC. Next, the correct steps of PCR. PCR is done by polymerase chain reaction. Okay, it's done by denaturation, okay, of the strand, then annealing with the primer, and then extension of the primer. So denaturation, annealing, and extension. Select the correct match. Ribozyme, nucleic acid, F2 recessive parent dihybrid cross. No. G. Greco-Johann mental transformation, no, that was in her in like independent segregation, etc. Th. Morgan transcription. Answer is ribozyme is a nucleic acid. Okay, a new variety of rice was patented by, as I said, in biopiracy. Okay, they have been present in India for a long time. This is related to basmati. Okay, they took basmati and named it Texmati and patented that thing. Okay, Sarbati Shonora and Lerma Rojo is a type of wheat, not rice. Okay, select the correct match. Alec Jeffreys, Streptococcus pneumonia. Not really. Alec Jeffreys was in DNA fingerprinting. Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase. Alfred Hershey and Martha Chase actually found out that DNA is a genetic material. Francois Jacob and Jacques Monod, they did black operon. Okay, that is right. Messelson and Stahl, they actually worked on semi-conservation of DNA, semi-conservatory nature of DNA. Next. Which of the following has proved helpful in preserving pollen as fossils? Okay, pollen can be stored for many, many years as fossils. Okay, they have that capability. And that actually is helped by sporopollenin. Okay, which cannot be destroyed easily. Pollen kit is actually, it helps in pollen, this thing, insect pollen. Okay, cellulosic intine is a layer of pollen grain, whereas oil content has no part in fossils, etc. So the answer is sporulin. The experimental proof for semi-conservative replication of DNA was first shown in Bacterium E. coli by Messelson and Stahl. Okay. Which of the following pair is wrongly matched? Okay, let's see. Starch synthesis in P is not multiple allele, it is a pleiotropic gene. Okay, so that is wrongly matched. EBO blood grouping is codominance. Th. Morgan has shown linkage. Exotype sex determination is queen and grasshopper. Answer is 1. Next. Offsets are produced by meiotic divisions, mitotic divisions. Actually, offsets are produced by mitotic divisions. Select the correct plant. Franklin Stahl coined the term linkage. No. Messelson and Stahl was the semi-conservative DNA. Punnett square was developed by a British scientist. Yes. His name was Reginald C. Punnett. Okay, so Punnett square was developed by a British scientist. Transduction was discovered by Altman. No. Spliceosome takes part in translation. No, that is post-transcription, not translation. That is also wrong. The answer is 2. Next. Which of the following flowers only once in its lifetime? Bamboo, jackfruit, papaya, mango. These flowers a lot of times. Every year you can see mango fruits, etc. Okay, lot of times. Answer is bamboo species. Niche is actually niche. What it does is a functional role played by an organism, okay, where it lives. That is niche. In stratosphere, which of the following elements acts as a catalyst in degradation of ozone and release molecular oxygen? What happens is, in stratosphere, what happens? CFCs actually reacts with the ozones, etc., okay, and forms chlorines and oxygen, okay. So CFCs actually react and form chlorine. Answer is chlorine. Okay, what type of ecological pyramid would be obtained in the following data? Secondary consumer 120, primary consumer half of that 60, and primary producer is 10. Okay, so it is an inverted pyramid. Inverted pyramid that is seen mostly in aquatic ecosystem. Answer is inverted pyramid of biomass. Okay, so next, okay, we don't have a lot of time. Which of the following is a secondary pollutant? Okay, carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, ozone, and sulfur dioxide. Okay, now carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, sulfur dioxide is not a secondary pollutant. The thing is, ozone is. Ozone reacts with something and then only it becomes a pollutant. The answer is ozone. World Ozone Day is celebrated 5th June. Is World Environment Day. Okay, 21st April is not World Ozone Day. 22nd April is actually National Earth Day. So it is 16th September. Natality refers to birth rate. Death rate is mortality. Number of individuals entering a habitat is immigration. Leaving a habitat is emigration. Okay, so the answer is birth rate. Next. Okay, big question. Herbarium, key, museum, catalog. Very easy. Herbarium is actually what? It is a place where dried and pressed plant specimens are mounted on sheets and kept. Okay. Key is a booklet containing characters and alternates which are helpful in identification of various taxa. Okay. Museum is a place having collected plants and animals, and catalog is a list of enumerates methodically all the species found in the area with brief description. Okay, so A3, A3, B4, C1, B2. Answer is 3. Which one is wrongly matched? Uniflagellate, Polysyphonia, biflagellate, brown algae, unicellular chlorella, Mercantia, Gemma-Cubs, this and all is right. The thing is uniflagellate. Polysyphonia is a type of red algae, okay, which is reproduces through spores. The gametes are non-motile and non-flagellate. Okay, so that is uniflagellated. That is not correct. So this one. Okay, after karyogamy followed by meiosis, spores are produced exogenously in agaricus. Okay. Neurospora, Alternaria, Saccharomyces, these have endogenous spores. Agaricus is the only thing they have basidiospores and they are exogenous in nature. Okay. Winged pollen grains are found in mustard, cycas, pinus, and mango. Winged is only found in these. They don't have pollen grains which are winged. That is pinus. Okay. Pneumatophores occur in halophytes. Very, very easy question. Halophytes such as mangroves. What happened? Okay, the roots are inside the salty area. Okay, the soil, water, both of them are very salty, and to breathe they come out of the roots. To breathe they come out of the soil. Okay, those are known as pneumatophores. They are found in mangroves. Plants having little or no secondary growth are known as, okay, no secondary growth. Bicards. Casparian strips occur in epidermis, pericycle, endodermis, and cortex. It is known endodermis. Casparian strips occur in endodermis. Okay. Secondary xylem and phloem and dicot system are produced by apical stems, that is vascular cambium. Secondary xylem, phloem found in dicot stem. These are the most evolved kind of plants. They have proper systems, okay, they have all vascular cambiums, etc., to transport water, air, water and other minerals. So that is vascular cambium. Select the wrong statement. Cell wall is present in members of fungi and plantae. Mushrooms belong to Basidiomycetes. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of the cell in all kingdoms except Monera. Pseudopodia are locomotory and feeding structure. Okay, pseudopodia are locomotory and feeding structures and not sporozoans. They are mostly found in amoeboids. Okay, so cell wall present in fungi, plantae, mushrooms, Basidiomycetes, all except Monera. Answer is pseudopodia is found in amoeboids. Which of the following statements is correct? Ovules are enclosed by ovary valve and gymnosperms. That is correct. They are naked seeds. Okay, so that is correct. Selaginella is heterosporous while Salvinia is homosporous, opposite. Stems are usually unbranched in both cycas and cedrus. No, hostels are gymnosperm. Sweet potato is a modified stem, adventitious root, rhizome, taproot. It is a type of adventitious root. Okay. So that's it. That is the question of 2018. I hope you understood it. Now, thing is, tomorrow is NEET and I wish you all the best for your exam. Okay. Relax. Today is the day to relax and cool down a bit. Okay. Don't have to read a lot of things. Just relax. If you want to get some sleep, get some nice sleep, eat some good food, and tomorrow you relax and go and give the exam. Sure, you'll get good marks. Okay. Thank you, everyone. Bye-bye.